Why am I so emotional? No, it's not a good look and some self-control. Deep down I know this never works, but you can lay with me so it doesn't hurt. Oh, won't you stay with me?
Hey, what's up guys? Topher here, bringing you another high-level Halo Wars commentary today. We're going to be playing on Crevice against Lucas and ILHX, and they'll be running Anders Arbiter, and I will be with Kihz, and we two will be running Anders Arbiter. So, I haven't uploaded in a while, but I am back down at college, so I have been pretty busy with school and extracurriculars and that kind of stuff lately. But here's another video for you guys. So, instead of playing with Pursue or BH Onto Legit and like almost all my other videos, I'm going to be with Kihz this game, who is about 3 months rusty, 2 to 3 months rusty on this game. He took a hiatus for a little while, and but now he seems to be back for the moment. But yeah, he's pretty rusty, so we're gonna see how this goes. And what we're playing our favorite opponent, ILHX, who obviously never ever talks shit and is the most upstanding player in the game. But yeah. So in this game, since it's an Anders Arby mirror, there's a couple ways to play it, and you can both teams can be really aggressive and try to cheese the Anders base. Or in this particular spawn, what I'm going to be doing is going Temple 4th and trying to get the side hook, because in this spawn where the two Covenants and two UNSC spawn across from each other, the side hooks on both sides are actually really, really important. And even more, and it's really important for the Cubby to get the side hook, for your team's Cubby to get the side hook, because an Arbiter can't take a Suicide Run out of the hook with his Arbiter like a Cheat Dinner Prophet can. So whoever gets the side hook on this spawn between the two Arbiters basically gets free Tech 2 and has the ability to either tech their RB or get repeating Banshees or build a couple of Vampires, and they're pretty much in control of the game on the Cubby side. While the UNSC side, it's also really important because whoever gets on the side hook with Marine basically gets super quick Gauss, unless the other team gets both middle hooks or something like that. So in order, this side hook is so important that I'm just going to queue up my grunt after my Temple 4th and Rage run all the way to the side hook. And I have my rally point set on my lift so that my grunt, right when it pops out, will start walking, and I'm just going to keep on my Expo and try to eventually get onto Citadels on both my bases. So I did see earlier in the game that he too went Temple 4th, so I actually was giving him some credit that maybe he actually knew what he was doing in this spawn layout, but instead I don't even see him. So I'm assuming LHX ended up going to the middle or something for some reason. I'm not too sure. But it's all fine and dandy for me because now I have the side hook. And I now, like I said earlier, basically can control the game Cubby-wise. I'm in a position to pretty much do whatever I want. And what I want to do right now is play defense. I'm guessing the way he's walking, that he's going to go back and try to cheese one of our bases. So I DQ'd the Citadel that was going up on my main and switched it to make it go up on my Expo just in case he would try to pour into mine. And at the same time, Kihz is camping one of the bases that LH is dropping Suicide Grunts in. So about half the Grunts got camped. And I'm back here to finish off all the rest of the Grunts with some perfect raging. I didn't hit the Arbiter once. And now LH just spent a ton of money to pretty much do nothing. He lost a bunch of Suicide Grunts and didn't even get to throw it into the base, I don't think. So I'm really far ahead right now. But on the reverse side, on the UNSC side, Lucas, their UNSC, is really far ahead of Kihz because Kihz is still on Gunner. And they are in, I believe, at least 2 hooks. I can see they're already in one of, I think, yeah, they're in both middle hooks right now. And I'm not sure who's controlling the side hook right now for Kihz. But yeah, you can see Lucas has Grenadier right there, and I'm sure he's already queuing Gauss. Kihz had a pretty clutch Marine that's probably going to be able to take out that Marine in the middle was pretty weak. But I'm pretty sure Kihz's Marine is going to be able to kill that, and he's going to be able to sneak in there for Grenadier real quick. So while he is on pretty much forever Gunner and Grenadier for a while in this game, he at least he's not going to be stuck on Gunner the whole game, even though Lucas is probably already queuing Goss if he doesn't already have it. There you can see Kihz's Weak Marine actually snuck in there for Grenadier. So I was just walking back trying to scare the hogs and or find the hogs, and I am queuing a Tech 2 RB right now because RB Tech is really important in Anders RB mirrors because you could build air. Repeating is pretty good if you can get enough numbers of it in a Goss fight. But really, once they use their D-bomb, you want to have a bunch of tech on your RB because because RBs are just better at killing warthogs than Banshees are, especially after they use their D-bomb, like I said. So I see they're pushing with Gauss on their base. My Tech 2 RB is going up, and I'm going to Rage Run all the way to Kihz's main base where he is hitting it with maybe 5 or 6 Gauss Hogs. And I'm going to try to, I should be able to kill everything, and if he drops a D-bomb, hopefully I can kill at least like half the stuff before he does. So I get a nice little jump boost on the RB, and I kill one hog, I kill 2 hogs, 3 hogs, and I'm still raging, and he drops a D-bomb with 3 hogs. Probably not the best decision to use his D-bomb this early, especially because he's going to try to chase my Tech 2 RB, and now I'm just going to get into rage mode again and finish off the rest of the warthogs. So that was that was a really good move for us because now Kihz, even though I'm pretty sure he's getting close to Gauss at this point if he doesn't already have it queued. But now I just killed all of Lucas's warthogs, so we have a hog lead, which is obviously good. And I'm going to build a suicide grunt. Not only going to be able to pick up a bunch of money over here, but I'm going to kill another warthog that he's just sending over here, probably to try to pick up money and or buy the base. But I killed the warthog. I'm going to be able to pick up money, and I'm building a suicide grunt, and I'm going to try to get into this side hook. And right here, I'm going to pass a click to Kihz because I want to get a nice heal on my RB because they already used their D-bomb. And if I can, my goal right here, since I'm already in my side hook and I'm getting into their side hook, is I'm shooting for Ghastly RB. This is a really early time got a Ghastly RB in this kind of a game. But whenever you can snatch Ghastly, you pretty much have to take the opportunity because you don't know when the next time will be where you have all three, where you have Tech 3 as Covey on this map. Because a lot of times you have to do a bunch of random stuff instead of going for hooks. But you could just see a second ago, LH was running around like a chicken with his head caught off, trying to deny bases and catch warthogs in front of my base. He does force us to DQ the base, but it's not that big of a deal because Kihz ended up getting all of his warthogs away, so our numbers are still looking pretty good. So I was gonna just walk around and look for hogs, but lo and behold, Lucas showed himself by going to try to take me out of the side hook. So I was gonna keep running and try to kill the warthogs, but instead I found this Arbiter. So obviously Lucas is just gonna run away, and I'm gonna do something that not a lot of people do, and I'm gonna raise that RB down to about half health, actually a little bit under it, to make them have to decide whether they want to drop a heal on the RB or not. And if they do drop a heal, then good, they spent $350. And if they don't, then he's going to be a pretty easy kill for our Gauss Hogs and or RB a little later on the game when it matters. So I just passed another click to Kihz because I'm going all RB at this point. I don't really need a ton of excess money, and I passed him that click so he could get that triple base up because getting a triple is very high on the priority list on this map when both teams are going Gauss. So you can see looks like LH is still going all RB as well, at least based on his main. But now I have Ghastly done. So I have Ghastly done at 8 minutes, and it was queued at like 6:58 or something. So like I said, that was a super early timing on queuing Gauss in a Anders RB mirror, especially even on this map. So I'm just going to upgrade a pad real quick, and I'm going to rage run all the way over to the hook. Because I can see that Lucas is in the process of taking my suicide grunt out of that hook. So while Kihz is on the other side of the map doing his own thing, it looks like Kihz is going to go for a push on ILHX's base. I'm going to run all the way over here and try to kill some warthogs. And I know Lucas is going to be trying to get a triple over here, just because that's naturally where his triple will be. So I get all the warthogs. He already uses D-bomb. I have a Ghastly RB. Basically, unless he has full pop of hogs, he's not going to be able to kill me, and he doesn't have a full pop of hogs. So he's forced to pretty much split while I just pick off as many hogs as I can before he gets his split off. So I get a decent amount of hogs, and you can see the base right here. So looks like ILHX on the minimap recalled to try to kill some of Kihz's hogs. I'm not sure if he dropped a D-bomb or just ended up killing him, or if he didn't kill him. It looks like he just died. So I'm not sure we use our D-bomb though, or not. But I'm just going to raise down this base and take them off a triple that only got one hog out of it in the end. So it's looking pretty good because Kihz is on a triple still that has a pad already up on it, and they don't have a triple. So right now they are building repeating cannon banshees. They have a bunch. They finally showed them. So instead of taking his RB, LH decided that he was going to tech his get banshees and try to play that kind of a game. And Kihz over there is getting pretty much trapped. He didn't. Lucas had hogs coming in from both ways. I don't know how Kihz lost hog lead when he really didn't lose anything to the RB and he was on a triple for a while, but either way, Kihz lost a bunch of warthogs, and now they have a massive hog lead, even though I've already killed a ton and they haven't killed really any. But now that I'm in this hook, I'm going to be throwing up a summit on each base to try to get 2 summits up at the same time. He denies the first one, and since he does have repeating, he does have maybe like 8 or 9 banshees right there. Even though we have Gauss, it doesn't hurt to build a couple of vampires to assist in killing the banshees. Because I do have Ghastly. There's nothing I can really spend my money on at this point because I have Ghastly and Cheap Rage, and yeah. So I'm just going to be single pumping vampires and getting a shield on my main, and I'm going to get a shield on my expo as well. Because since they do have so many banshees, they could try to like main down a base with banshees and Gauss or something. And I don't want something stupid like that to happen, especially when even though we don't have hog lead, I still have a decent covey lead because I am building vampires now and I am getting a second summit up finally. And a vampire's already out. So here I am again. Lucas just got his base up, and I'm just going to end up raging it down. So Lucas is getting pretty denied this game as far as triples are concerned. And I'm not too sure how he ended up having more hogs than Kihz in that previous engagement. But it is what it is. At least I did deny the triple once again. So the Warthogs were going. Kihz was flaring all around the map how the Warthogs were trying to go back to one of our back bases. So I ended up recalling. It actually would have been a really good move if they would have continued going to our back bases. But instead, it turned out being a bad move because Lucas, for whatever reason, had an inclination to turn his hogs around. And instead of being, if I just didn't recall at all, I would have just ran up the alley and caught all his hogs. But instead, I recalled and had to run to chase them, and hogs are faster than an RV, so I ended up not killing any warthogs. So that was an unfortunate situation right there. So I have about 4 vampires now. I'm queuing up the upgrade on them, and now they're building a couple of vampires. So we're feeling pretty good. He doesn't have too many banshees, and he's forced to build I only build vampires because he had banshees, but now he's building vampires for my vampires, and that's exactly what I wanted. So Kihz tried to queue this triple base, and he's not paying attention, so he's just going to lose the whole base, pretty much. And Lucas is going to drop a D-bomb after I killed a decent amount of hogs. And he has a bunch of weak hogs that are still shooting me that are in the D-bomb. But my Fiendish might be able to actually kill some of these warthogs, and I might be able to run out a little bit and get back into rage and turn around and kill some more warthogs. Because Ghastly has a ton of health, and it's just really hard to kill a Ghastly RB. So yeah, now we definitely have hog lead. I believe Kihz killed the Arbiter, and now he's just going to poke in here. I got a recall real quick, and I'm going to pass and click to Kihz once again in order to try to get a little bit of a heal. Because since he just uses D-bomb, once again, he really has nothing to kill my Ghastly Arbiter with because he doesn't have full pop of hogs. So really, my Ghastly RB can just do a bunch of work. So I hop out of this reactor over here so I can let Kihz get sight on it because I want Kihz to actually take that base. I actually click him once again. So I've been clicking Kihz a lot this game just to try to let him get triples and stay up and stuff. So they're going to go in for a push on my base. This doesn't make sense, really. I don't understand. I guess they didn't know that I had a shield or something and they were going to try to do something. But Kihz has just as many hogs on defense, and I have a Ghastly RB that's already here, like full health again. So this was a really questionable push at the end of the game, but they're just going to end up resigning. So that was a good game. And actually, some of you have seen my older videos, like the Hitler Reacts videos. Lucas actually made a video of Hitler reacting to that game, basically, with Hitler being LHX. Because LH loves blaming his teammates pretty much every game. So Lucas, who I think actually did a very good job that game, he was definitely ahead of Kihz for a good majority of the game. He made a nice little video of Hitler reacting. So if you want to check that out, I'll put the link in the description. And if not, then yeah, just don't, and we'll continue watching this game. So this is game two. This was actually played right after the Crevice game. It's once again an Anders RB mirror, but this time we are on Beasley's Plateau. So in this spawn layout, I actually got a slightly better spawn layout because my hook is on the way to the RB base, but in the big scheme of things, it's really not that relevant because I'm not like a brute or anything to be able to drop a brute off in that garrison on the way. So it is nice to have the spawn, but it's doesn't factor in too big into this game. So we're having a nice little ghost battle, and I'm pretty much dominating it. And then I see LH decided to go temple first this game, which is interesting. That's not something I really like to do, but I guess that's what he did this game. I mean, you can make it work sometimes, but I really don't see that point in going temple first unless you're really playing against a brute in this spawn. And since I'm an RB, I'm okay with him going temple first because my eco is going to be ahead. And what I know he's doing, since he went temple first and got to the middle that quickly, I know that he's going to be trying to clear out my hook. So what I'm going to do is try to race his suicide grunt. He's trying to put in the garrison. Of course, I hit the ghost first, but I do get this suicide grunt. And Lucas queued the pad because they're pretty much based on the strat. They have to get both of these pads. And I get this pad queued. And not only did I get the pad queued, but the two rebels are actually fighting my arbiters in the pad, and the rebel is fighting his pad. So he's forced to rage it. And I'm just going to rage these rebels too so I don't lose too much health on my arbiter. And yeah, I'm going to get one of these pads up, at least. And I'm going to get into rage mode and actually rage down this pad. And while I'm doing this, I'm telling Kihz to take this pad because I don't have the money, obviously. But he was a little bit late on taking the pad. And LH was paying attention, so he got the pad queued again. And I'm not going to raise the pad down again. So I'm just going to let him have it and take my losses. And now I'm just going to walk down to the Arbiter's hook. On the minimap, you can see Kihz and Lucas are having a little hog skirmish. And I think Lucas is getting slightly the better edge of it because every single warthog that Kihz sends down has to like go past a rebel turret unless he micros it. And Lucas just gets to like run to his hook real quick. And not only that, it looks like Lucas has his hook. So that's not really a fight Kihz can stay in. And I was considering running over to help with that fight. But instead, I'm going to think I decide that it's better for me to just clear this hook real quick and get a 3 out of the 4 pads on this side of the map. While Kihz, it looks like he's just going to regroup and go for his hook, which would overall give us 5 out of the 8 hooks on the map. So that would give us a hook advantage, and that's exactly what we wanted. So earlier I built a suicide grunt to try to grunt this RB. He got stuck a little bit. I was hoping the grunt would go through, but the grunt ended up glitching. That's just how grunts work in this game. They mess up a lot. But I made him rage, so I guess it's all right. But I would have preferred the grunt landed in him. So I'm just going to pick up a bunch of money down here while we split the pads. So I'm on 2 pads, and Kihz is about to be on 3 pads on the hooks, while Lucas is only on 2 and LH is on 1. So me and Kihz are both in a lead as far as the hooks are concerned on our equal opponent. So against, I'm ahead on hooks on LH, and Kihz is on Lucas. So I'm just going to walk around. I'm going to get Citadel real quick. I'm pretty much just walking around looking for warthogs. I'm not too sure where Lucas is really sitting right now. I'm assuming it's by or around his base because he really doesn't have enough to clear out that rebel base yet. So I'm just like walking around in search of him while I'm getting Citadel on my base. And I'm going to just be queuing pads on my base and maybe trying to sneak up some turrets. Because if I can get a turret up, the turret not only will help now with letting me get pads up, but it'll help in the future because if they try to do a Gauss push on my base, I can have upgraded turrets or something, and it'll definitely help deter them from hitting my base or help us win the fight if they fight on my base. So Kihz, while the Arbiter is sitting in my base, I did get my building turret raised down a decent amount, and I'm going to give another one. Kihz was trying to clear out the pad that LH built earlier, and the pad's pretty weak now. and he's just going to be playing this little game where he starts shooting the turret, and I mean not the turret. He brings his warthogs back to kill the pad. While he's watching the Arbiter on my base, and whenever he sees the Arbiter recall, and if I'm watching, I'm doing my best to help watch too. He'll just run away. And so I just saw on the mini map that the green warthogs drove past Kihz's yellow hook. So I'm gonna recall real quick and try to cut them off. So I actually took a pretty poor angle, and they did have sight from from their Arbiter, and they because they saw Kai's hogs were running, LH thought for some reason that Kai's was going to go push on his base, and instead Kai's just turned around because he saw the RB recall, and he's just going to finish clearing out this hook. So with that hook, we're now going to have Kai's is going to have four pads on the hooks, even though they do have our turret. I don't know what we can. I don't know how we're gonna really deal with that. I think Kai's deals with it somehow with like Gren hogs or something. But yeah, we are in a massive hook lead right now, and I'm just gonna be walking my RB back up on offense because we're looking to be in a good spot, especially now that the RB's off my base and we have hook control. So I'm gonna be walking around just like I was earlier, upgrading supply pads, and I'm gonna build a summit. And right there on the minimap, I saw the warthogs, so I'm going to go after them. So initially, I was going to chase after the warthogs, even though we got some epic lag going on right there. I was going to chase the warthogs, but I got stuck a little bit, and I'm just going to end up killing this turret that he queued and take $250 off him, nice and quick. So I obviously know I'm not going to really get the warthogs, but I am going to be able to scout out the base, so I'm going to be able to check periodically to make sure I know when that base gets taken out to go check it. And I'm just going to keep upgrading pads. So both teams are probably going to be end up going Gauss this game because that's just how Ender's RB mirrors work for the majority. But yeah, I'm going to go single summit. I didn't want to go double summit because obviously Gauss is better than Banshees. But if I can build a single summit Banshees and sneak out like 5 or 6 boost Banshees and just throw it on them all at once, maybe I'll be able to do a decent amount of damage or deny some bases. And who knows, maybe if it's working out well enough, maybe later in the game I can cube a double summit and just try to overwhelm them with a Gauss and Banshee push. So Kihz has the RB behind his base, and I believe he just dropped a D-bomb and end up having to run away. So that's not very good because their Warthogs are pushing, and now they have Gauss, and Kihz gave them a D-bomb. I'm pretty sure their RB didn't even die after we dropped that D-bomb, and now I can't kill their Warthogs or force them to drop a D-bomb because Kihz gifted them a nice little D-bomb behind his base. So that was a pretty poor D-bomb, in my opinion, by Kihz, but Kihz was adamant that it was going to work out in the end. So you just have to work with what you got. And it does look like they have a hog lead. I'm not sure if we have Gauss right now. I couldn't really tell, but if we don't have Gauss, we're super. I think we do have Gauss because I think there was a field armory that was in that spot right there. So I believe we have Gauss, and we're about even-ish hog numbers. And now I'm going to decide that I'm going to have. Oh, it looks like Kihz might have a decent hog, like a hog lead or two on him. Somehow that happened. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm going to throw up a double summon now just because I have 4 heavies on my main plus 2 on upgraded pads on the hooks. And now I just killed the D-bomb ran away, timed out or whatever. And I got to kill a warthog. I'm just going to chase some warthogs. So I do have boost now, and I do have a couple of banshees. And the RB is still half health, a little above half health in front of Kihz's base. So we just have to kind of avoid that RB for the time being. So I'm telling Kihz that we need to get this double cleared. So he's going to send his Warthog, and I'm going to send a couple of Banshees. And we're going to try to get this Expo cleared as quick as we can while I'm walking my RB down across the map, just trying to get onto offense, because I'm sure Lucas is thinking the same thing we are in terms of clearing Expos at this point in the game. So maybe if I walk to the right base or I see the base get cleared, I can be in the right spot at the right time and kill some Warthogs and even up this Warthog game a little bit. So Kihz, for some reason at this point in the game, was determined that Lucas was going tanks. He was like telling me how they're going tanks. I'm like, Kihz, they are not going tanks. Like, I don't even need to look at the base to know they're not going tanks. They already have Gauss. So just because Kihz was so adamant that they were going tanks, I boosted all my Banshees and finally showed them that I had a decent amount of Banshees, just to show Kihz that they were not going Banshees. So, like I said earlier, I did get a nice catch on their Warthogs, and I do have full tech one RB, and he tries to ram into me, so I'm about half health now. But I did kill all the Warthogs, and now we have a Warthog lead because they didn't catch our Warthogs a second ago. And I did make the RB recall uh, because now LH, since he just saw that I have a bunch of Banshees, is kind of in a little bit of a panic mode and like realizes he needs to get a summit up. And now I'm going to be able to deny this base real quick and just boost my Banshees around and try to do whatever kind of damage I can. And I'm going to pick up their money, which is going to be a nice little eco boost for me. So I'm just going to boost back, and he's raising my Arbiter down a little bit. And I know this is what's going to happen. This is a point where they're going to bring their hogs in. So I just started raging the other team's RB. And the hogs came in, and I got rammed. I did kill one hog before I died. But yeah, they don't really have enough hogs to really push right now and deny my RB from getting back out because we have a lead, and Kihz has an expo and stuff like that. So it's all good. I already killed the majority of the hogs when Lucas was clearing the initial base. So now, since they do have a vampire, they did sneak that vampire out before I could kill the summit. I am going to drop down into a single summit because my Banshees aren't going to be too effective once they have vampires and Gauss. So I'll obviously be dropping it. I'll still build the occasional Banshee just to try to get some more damage in, because if I can stick with my Gauss, these Banshees can actually still do a bunch of damage. So Kihz comes down here, pokes in for a second to try to help stop the summit, and he realized that the RB wasn't dead and he didn't have a D-bomb. So he quickly just ran away because he didn't want to lose all his Warthogs right there just in order to deny a summit that was building vampires in a Gauss fight. So I'm just going to continue boosting around the map with these 6 Banshees that I have out and continue to just be generally annoying to Lucas because these Banshees are doing a very effective job of keeping him from getting an expo. And at the same time, I'm not really building too many Banshees anymore. But I am, instead of building Banshees, here you see LH is building a shield. I clicked on it, and I don't think he was actually building a shield though. But yeah, I'm starting to turret up a little bit because even though we have a hog lead, you never know when things can go wrong and they'll be able to push on your base. So if I start pre-building turrets now, it will help in I'm pretty much building these turrets for the future, just in case they do get to a point where they can push. That way I'll already have some defense on my base. And I have more than enough money to do this because I haven't queued Tech 2 yet. But we just called the RB out of the corner of our eye. We saw the RB on the mini map, so we're just going to double team him real quick. I think he just did hit Tech 2 RB, but he died. So he didn't really get to do anything with the Tech 2 RB because we caught him together. And yeah, I think I gave Kihz a click or two again in order to let Kihz triple again. So that's something I really like doing is when you're in a Gauss mirror, your RB, when you're the RB, you really don't need a bunch of money to... You're mostly just going to be going all RB. So you don't need a ton of money. So it's better to click your UNSC a couple times to let them get triple bases and all UNSC elite than it is to just hoard a bunch of money and like get into Tech 3 faster or something stupid like that. Because it's really not needed. So Lucas did end up dropping a D-bomb down here, even though because my RB was down here, he couldn't really target me that well though. And I believe Kihz does have a hog lead. So, and he's just going to fight the Warthogs. And while there's a D-bomb, most of you would be like, hey, well, I guess you're just kind of useless while that D-bomb's there. But no, I'm going to run because I know Lucas is going to be all uniting to LHX's base. So I'm just going to get into the path of where I know the hogs are going to get all united. I did miss that Warthog. I misjudged the angle a little bit. But I caught the first one, and I should be able to get a second one that's popping out of this base right now. And I do get to kill it. So I am stopping the reinforcements and they resign. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you.